Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, if you've been following my channel for a while, I am a PC player, and I play GTA 5 on PC with a mouse and keyboard. But I wasn't always a PC player. In fact, I started out on an Xbox, and it wasn't really until the release of GTA 5 on PC that I transitioned across. But since then, I've never really looked back, and without going into too much of the PC Master Race rant, basically I prefer the experience on PC, and I've really gotten used to using a mouse and keyboard. But one thing I will say about using a mouse and keyboard, especially in GTA 5 in situations such as driving around, maybe flying a plane and stuff like that, although in some areas you have a lot more control with a mouse and keyboard, other areas not so much. So for example, if you're driving around in a car and you want to steer left or steer right, obviously with a controller, you can use the joystick and you can choose how much left and how much right you want. Whereas with a mouse and keyboard, you're either fully turning left or fully turning right. You don't get to choose how much left and how much right you want. Which obviously is annoying and kind of ruins the experience as you don't have full control. Now sure, you could argue why not just use a controller in situations like driving and flying and then go back to using mouse and keyboard when on foot. And in fairness, there are players that do this, but I'm sure they'll agree with me when I say this, it is a massive inconvenience. Having to push your mouse and keyboard to one side to then pick up your controller and use it for a few seconds just to drive around or fly or whatever it is, then place it back down and pull out your mouse and keyboard once again. Now for those players that obviously don't do this, it does sound pretty petty, it takes a second or so, but in some situations, especially in those competitive and PvP situations, it does put you at a disadvantage. But what if the two were combined? Of course, eliminating that disadvantage and the inconvenience to then maximize the player experience and control. Well, that's exactly what Lexip have done. They've created the Lexip 3D, and they reached out to me a few weeks ago and asked if I would like to give it a try and see what it's like when playing GTA 5. So a big thank you to Lexip for sponsoring this video, and I'll give you guys a quick comparison between the Lexip 3D mouse and a conventional mouse. As you guys can see with this one, it is a pretty basic mouse with 2 buttons and a scroll wheel, whereas the Lexip one is a lot more advanced. Of course, having the 2 buttons and a scroll wheel. Below that we have a DPI button, which of course allows you to change the sensitivity on the go, but you can also program this button alongside 6 other ones on the mouse to anything you want. This mouse is fully programmable. And alongside the 2 buttons we have on the side of the mouse, we also have a joystick as well. But surprisingly, this isn't the main feature of this mouse. This mouse also tilts. And it will tilt in any direction. It will tilt forwards, backwards, left, right, providing the user with a lot more control. And like I said, this mouse is fully programmable, so you can program every single feature on this to any function you want. So what I've done is program the joystick on the side of the mouse to operate the steering wheel in a car, so when I'm driving around I have full control of where I'm steering. Now I will say at first it did feel very unusual. Obviously using a joystick on the side of a mouse was a first experience for me, but after a few minutes or so I soon picked it up and it felt very good. The gameplay just felt a lot smoother, a lot less jerky rather than tapping the button to turn left or right. Obviously I had full control of the steering wheel using the joystick instead. But it was when I moved on to try flying something for the first time instead that the experience was on a whole new level. So I programmed the tilting feature to have full control of the helicopters and planes in game. And oh boy, was it cool. It was just like as if you were inside the helicopter and the plane. I have some gameplay of that coming up in a few moments. But as if you were actually in there and using the joystick, which obviously you'd use to control either 2 of those aircrafts. The amount of control and the amount of realism this has is absolutely crazy. It's almost hard to describe, and one of those things you probably have to try for yourself to fully understand and appreciate how cool and next level this is. Using this mouse kind of gives me a flight simulator vibe, and is definitely one of the best bits of PC tech that I've used in a while. So I'm definitely going to have a lot more fun with this. It's certainly improved the experience of GTA 5 for me, So once again, I want to say a big thank you to Lexip, and if you guys want to check out more information about this mouse, of course you guys can go into the description and click the link to their Kickstarter, as well as order one of these for yourself. But I of course want to hear your thoughts and feelings on this, so go ahead and leave a comment on the video right now. If you guys could also drop a like, it would of course be greatly appreciated and helps me out also, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.